This is a debrief of question 4, ICOMA, from the March 2020 exam. I am assuming that you have already done this question. And if you have already done this question, you will appreciate that it's really 3 questions. And it's a question that requires some reflection. And I'm going to start by concentrating on part A of the question, the first part of the question, which was for 8 marks. Now, there's a little bit of an opening statement, which is about sustainability, and it's worth reading, but look at the requirement. Discuss why the disclosure of sustainable information has become an important and influential consideration for investors. So we're taking here, I suppose, a current issue, and we're taking it from an investor's perspective. It's not about arguing whether it is or isn't important. It's about discussing why it's important. And we're discussing sustainable information, the disclosure of that sustainable information. Now, normally my mantra is 1 mark per valid point, but I think in this type of area, if we can come up with 3 or 4 points, but develop them well, I see an opportunity for getting some reasonable marks. I just haven't got it in me to come up with 8 separate ideas. What you're about to see is my answer plan, and it is at odds with, or it is a different answer to the examiner's answer, because I'm not the examiner, and I'm approaching this as a well-prepared student, not as a sort of academic setting a model answer kind of a thing. So let me think about what I'm going to be doing here. And I suppose I want to start at the beginning. And one of the things at the beginning is, what is this idea about sustainability anyway? It's about the long-term ability of the company, of the environment, of us all to continue. And investors are going to be thinking long-term. If you're investing in a company, you're not necessarily going to want to, sell the investment next week. That's speculating. So we're a long-term investor. So we've got to think about the sustainability of the business model, which is why many oil companies, under pressure from investors who are withdrawing their funds, have moved towards environmental issues, have moved towards green energy, investing in wind farms. There is simply a limit to the amount of oil and gas there is in this world, and therefore understanding the sustainability issue is relevant for investors. Secondly, there was a word within the requirement about disclosures. Yeah, why are disclosures important? Because financial statements don't contain everything an investor needs to know in terms of numbers. Not everything can be measured in numbers. And the disclosures that we have at the moment are voluntary.